everyone. You are listening to Beneath the Hollow Moon, where the folklore burns slow and the strange never fades. I'm Kerrilynn Shellhorn, here with my partner in high strangeness, Lorilei Potvin. You are listening to us live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. If you are interested in finding out more about what UPRN has to offer, you can head to uprntalkradio.com, find out more about the hosts and the shows. I haven't checked. Isn't that awful that I have not checked? Have you checked to see the new website? Apparently we're getting a chat and we're getting a merch store, potentially some fun stuff happening. There's always new shows. It is not all high strangeness and paranormal, folks. There is something for everyone. So tonight on Beneath the Hollow Moon, we are going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about a few things, but I think for the bulk of our conversation, we're going to be talking about Victorian Ghost Story Traditions.
We are, yes. And you guys put some good juju out because we have a major blizzard going on outside and my internet was kicking out before we went live. So fingers crossed.
You're good so far.
You're just raining. We had the rain before and they've been announcing this storm since Sunday. And so I didn't plan to do anything and it just hit in the middle of the afternoon. And I think we've got a good, 10 centimeters maybe plus already, or for people that do imperial, I'd say 4 to 6 inches already. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I think like last night, my earring just popped up. Last night, I don't know, maybe my grandma's hanging out. These are her earrings.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, so Nora is my little
Chihuahua.
Yeah, my little Chihuahua pug. And so we have this big deck and her lead, we have to have her lead because the backyard's not fenced. And she got caught up around the tree and I had to go down the deck steps to kind of untangle her and get back up. And it was pretty slippery slidey, let me tell you. So I just was envisioning some kind of, not very graceful like dance and
Home Alone scene.
Monkey butt.
I posted that today. Sorry about that. Yeah.
It was even worse today. Tonight.
But this is with animals. These people put so much work into it. It was a couple of YouTube channels. I wasn't looking for it. It came up. So there's a dog and there's 3 or 4 cats. And like they got guys that look like the Wet Bandits from Home Alone and they recreated it, but the dog and the cats teamed up to save the house. And it was about 7 minutes long. I thought, oh my gosh, the work they put into this video. It was really cute.
Wow. That's what it's like here right now. So if we get snow on top, if it freezes tonight and then we get snow on top of that, that's
what happened to us. Cause that's exactly
we are in trouble. In trouble.
Shall we say hi to everybody? Let me see. I got to go up to the top. You know how good I am. I don't even highlight them during my show because I'm a spaz at it. Because if you don't have it right in the perfect spot, it just goes haywire.
Julie Evans, hello. You do have the right time. Thank you so much for being here. I was where you are at.
That's what I was saying to you. We saw you just before we went live, and I said, you do have the right time, Julia. You're 5 hours ahead of us over in the UK, so thanks for staying up.
Jackie Collins, good evening to you too. Thank you so much for being here.
There's my computer if I don't click in the right spot.
Denise Mitz, I did get your email. Congratulations for being one of the 12 Days of Giving winners. So thanks for being patient with me. I am going to be returning that email and getting you booked in. So I'm very excited about that. So happy Thursday and happy holidays to you.
Yes.
Kirby's 100. Thank you for always feeding the ego a wee bit. Beautiful ladies, Lorilei and Kerrilynn, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Julie Dow, hello.
Hello.
Merry Christmas to you and your Gavin. I hope you guys have a good holiday. Crystal Rose. Oh,
hi, Crystal.
Glad you tuned in for this one too.
Yes. And then who do we have here?
Hello. James. Hello, James.
Yes. Says
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, he says, good evening, ladies. Have a great show tonight. Enjoy listening. Well, we're glad you're all here. Makes more the merrier.
Yeah.
Oh, I unhided that one. Sorry, hidden. Can't talk tonight.
Michelle Wilfon, good afternoon from rainy Oregon. Thank you so much for being here. Michelle has my haunted apartment on TikTok. She helps Lorilei out quite a bit over there on TikTok when we are allowed.
Yes, when we're allowed by TikTok. Apparently, we are not 13 years of age, Kerrilynn. That was the last time the big.
So funny. Sometimes I don't feel like I behave like I'm older than.
Neither do I. That's why we get along so well. But I think it's very apparent that we are over the age of 13.
Yeah. I still laugh at fart jokes. Fart jokes are funny.
Yes, they're the best.
Right. Naomi Gerhard, hello. Thank you so much for being here.
Everybody's saying hi. And Denise Smith says, yay, thank you that you got her email.
Carolyn Lee, hello.
Hello. We got some new names here tonight I haven't seen before. It's nice to meet everybody.
Oh, Terry Ranka, hello. Hello from Aurora. You're probably getting all that rain tonight too.
I'll try and keep the snow up in Thunder Bay, everybody, but I don't know. It's not going away too quick.
No, Contessa Martins, hello. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I hope you are still kind of on a birthday high.
I was thinking that just now too.
Yeah. Heidi Gold, thank you so much. Hi from Boulder.
And for everything.
Thank you for always sharing us out and being such a great supporter of our network.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even know how she does it. She gets a list of all the shows and then she puts them in a post and she shares them. Really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I
feel guilty, actually. I'll learn to let go of that, but I feel like you do a much better job than I do. So I really do appreciate you, Heidi.
I don't have the time. So Naomi's saying she's in Rhode Island, and Crystal is saying
St. Mary's.
I don't even know where that is.
I do the Spirits and Sweets event out of Baristas in St. Mary's.
Okay.
It's raining like crazy here, so it's about an hour and 20.
Oh, Heidi says she's grateful for all of us, for real. Well, we're just as grateful for everything you do. So, well, we're good to go. Instagram's still quiet. Sometimes we get a bunch of people, sometimes not. So before we went live, something's always happening weird where I live in Thunder Bay. We are right on the shore on Lake Superior.
Own Bermuda Triangle, Thunder Bay.
Is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was never a fan of the 70s, even though I was born in 1965. It just wasn't. And we never had good Canadian music.
I love you.
I love you too. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but even when I was a little kid, I didn't like it. There's a song out there by Gordon Lightfoot. That was our big claims to fame with Canadian music. Anne Murray and Gordon Lightfoot pretty well. And the Guess Who. So anyways, he had the song, The Legend of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And it is about Lake Superior and kind of being in a mini Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
So leading into this, and I just discovered this a couple days ago, there was something that was seen on all areas of Thunder Bay, all like outside our little towns all over. I didn't see it. December 6th, and it was during our annual Santa Claus parade. When I was involved with the Autism Society and doing fundraising, we used to do up a truck. Everybody borrows a trucking truck and decorates it, and you drive all through the city and whatever. Well, apparently this showed up, and there's a great debate. I'm going to set it up as we're talking. A great debate about what the heck is this thing. So I'm not quite sure myself. I don't know. What did you think when you saw it, Kerrilynn?
I think it's pretty interesting. I can see why people feel it could potentially be connected to Elon. I understand where they would get that. I don't feel it is, but it's interesting for sure. And I would like to see different videos of it from different angles for sure. And that kind of stuff. Cindy Simpson.
Okay, I know what one I want to pull up.
Go ahead, there. Hello to you.
I'm looking.
Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, this is the one I merged a couple videos together. There's one on YouTube. They're like all over the freaking place here. Some have sound, some don't. So good, we got it going. Because there's one on YouTube too, but I'll close it. I don't want too many tabs open. But like I said, I'm surprised this is the first I heard of this, but I filmed some stuff. We're not going to show it tonight, but I filmed some crazy stuff in the sky 2 nights ago. Really tiny, red, and it was flipping all over the sky, really far away. It was crazy. Okay, hang on. Let me play it. We're seeing it good. Alrighty. Where's the play button? I'll try and make it bigger for you guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't turn the sound on. Sorry, guys. I'll start it over. Stop it just for a sec because you can hear it saying.
That's like a straight up comet or something. That's crazy.
Another place.
What is that? Or a firework?
Oh, that's serious.
Part two.
That is what is it?
These are
That's like a straight up comet.
That was
or
a bunch
something.
of clips I put together. But yeah, so there's one video clip. I have more, but it's the same thing basically. But there's in the background, and there was one video clip. I wish I had saved it, and I didn't think to, and I can't find it again because I was so excited because you can tell it's teenagers and they're filming it. And they're going, "The Transformers are here," and I'm going, "Thank you."
I would love it if it was Transformers. Transformers is awesome.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I spend my holidays. Binge watch Transformers.
Yes. So I was all excited. I couldn't find that one, but there was another clip I saw. Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that, Liz Leonard. There's a little kid in the background going, Mom, it's Santa Claus and Rudolph. It was so cute. Yeah. So, and people are arguing. There's a great debate. I did not know we had a Star Watchers group on Facebook for Thunder Bay. There's a meteorite reporting station for North America. You can find the website. You can go in there and look, because apparently whatever this was seen in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Ontario, Manitoba. I want to say Ohio too. Not all on the same night. There was different nights, but people were reporting seeing this. There's a map I pulled up, and it's just this massive conglomerate of reports. Like, they look like little people, and it's all in this major geographical area between Canada and the United States.
Interesting. So Benno from Oz, thank you for being here. Benno from Oz 1975. Looks like something breaking up as it enters our atmosphere. Space junk. There's so much up there.
We've got Arlington 67 on Instagram. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so that's what people are saying. Some people are going, and they're getting really mean. So some of them are saying, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not a comet. We did have a meteor shower around that time that was reported to be happening. So I think it was a little earlier than December the 6th. And then other people are saying it's definitely Starlink. It's definitely this. But nobody seems to agree. Mm-hmm.
Well, will they ever?
Never.
Right. Will they ever? And it's everybody's belief system and perspectives and all that kind of stuff. But really rule out all of the left brain first before you get to the weird. As much as I love the weird, I always want it to be the weird. I just really want it to be the aliens.
I want it to be the Transformers.
Transformers, yeah.
But the Autobots, not
which are aliens, just saying. From another planet.
That's true. I don't want the Decepticons, so
they make it interesting.
Yeah, and Benno somebody's Mary Camastro saying it looks like Starlink, and Benno says it separates a bits burning up coming off of it. Oh, Benno says that is not Megatron.
No, but I would love it to be Bumblebee.
I want it to be Bumblebee too. And that was in the comments. A lot of people got into, some people were saying it's the Decepticons. Other people were going, no, it's Bumblebee. It's definitely Bumblebee from the Autobots.
And it's okay to tease about like this, like banter in the way that we are, but it's not okay to be an arse about it.
No. Well, people were getting mean.
No need for it, really.
Yeah, like I just.
Or we can all have a differing opinion and just respect one another in how we're going to look at it.
I had this conversation. I don't think it was with you. I think it was with my other close friend Leanne, and talking about how people can be so mean sometimes. And I have this great meme. There's a few I love, and it says think, and it's T. All the letters have a dot after it, and what it means is T stands for is it thoughtful. H is it helpful. I is it informative. N is it needed, and K is it kind. And if you can't answer yes to any of those questions, you might just want to step away from the keyboard. I think that's a good thing.
For some people, that's their role, is to be the best asshat that they can be.
Yes, I love that.
And they're just playing their role well, and they help us, right? Thank you for giving me the opportunity to practice healthy boundaries. You can bugger off now with love.
There's another word sometimes used.
Yeah. Julia Evans, I understand when the very first part of it, I agreed with you, kind of looked like Starlink at first, but it, then I changed my mind as well too, but it wasn't taught close together. There is no need for behaving meanly to one another, especially this time of year, too close together. We got you, Julia. We're with you.
See, and so everybody has their thoughts about it, right? And the cool thing is, like I catch a lot of strange stuff in the skies around my house. I'm on the north end of the city. And, I don't see anybody else talking. Not that I post it, but talk to enough people. And the fact that there were so many people, like rurally outside the city, Atikokan is a very small community. There were some people posting the exact same thing. And I want to say it's about an hour away outside of Thunder Bay. It was all over the place. So that was something pretty big, whatever it was. A lot of people saw it.
Well, the meanness and the bickering back and forth is why people don't feel safe to come forward and share stuff when they've got stuff. And we could be missing out on really incredible evidence and stories. And if we don't get the stories and the information, and if we're not sharing, there's not going to be that movement forward and understanding what things are. We could be missing out on that information. Don't.
And we have to be open to, when we're dealing with this world, that, like you said, left brain, right brain, but also too, even going along with that, is being open to the fact that, yes, not everything is what we think it might be, but being open to being wrong, being open.
For sure. Yes.
Like being open to it. It's called the paranormal for a reason, right?
Learning something new. Or what you thought it was, being okay for it to be different.
So thank you. We've got WFP Co here. Great show. And yes, something about science will tell us it's something else. Yes, they will. But again, it's just kind of fun to put it up there.
Cosmic swamp gas makes me laugh.
I'll highlight it.
Did you hear us talking about farts earlier?
Hi, Dave Wiley. Nice to
Hi, Dave Wiley.
Yep. And he says, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. But you know what? I'm going to add a little bit to it. And I'm not always right, and I don't have to be right. When I've got something like that, I say I tuck those type of things up on my back proverbial shelf, because I have the belief that truth will eventually be revealed, or the answer. He said that was.
And then people start talking all timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, and it makes my eyeballs cross, and I don't understand if we're in the upside down in Stranger Things, if we've shifted, because that just adds a whole other.
Hi, Heather.
Confusing conversation. Hi, Heather Fugard. How are you and your babies? You guys are enjoying the start of the holiday season.
Oh, we got Steve White here. Oh, hang on if I could highlight it properly. Good evening, tuning in from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma this evening. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Facebook must be working better tonight because we never get this many people hopping in from Facebook. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're glad you guys we can see your comments and you're here. So thank you for joining us.
So there was the one video from the weird lights.
The weird lights.
You had one video from the whatever that was in Thunder Bay. There was just the one that was a
that was the Oh, I did have. I don't think I sent it to myself. Give me a sec because I thought I did, and I'm looking. No, that was the compilation one I did send, but I've got other ones. Some of them might be replays. Some of them don't. There was a trucker that caught it. Let me see. I don't know if this. I think this is the one I already showed. It might not be, but we'll see. Let me pull it up and see.
Oh, I want to know more about that.
What's that?
Benno is sharing. I saw the cleaned up Vegas alien video.
Amazing. Oh, we got to see that.
Real aliens up near.
Definitely. Hi, Mort Ali. If you've got that, please send it. We're due for something weird because Christmas Eve last year, from the Las Vegas one. Hi, Patty Patrick. So we had that ship over the Las Vegas casino, and then it wasn't last year, it was the year before, January 1st in Florida, Bayside Mall. All those aliens supposedly materialized in the middle of the mall.
Yeah, Christmas time.
Okay, this is another version, I think.
And that's what I'm saying. All the timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, upside-down stuff. Christmas time.
Everybody wants
Benno is saying the alien can be seen blinking.
Ooh. Okay, hang on. This one's not that long. I know it's not, but I'll try and. Oh, of course we have. Where's the audio? Sorry, it keeps shutting the audio off on me. You guys, I got to fix it. Sorry. Some of them had audio, some didn't. This is just another version, another place in the city. Like, isn't it weird when you watch it short and as it goes, it starts to break up more and get longer and longer almost? See how it just seems to get longer?
Mm-hmm.
We won't close on you here, guys. Give me a sec. Sorry. Was that the one you were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one I think where he said, I think it looks like a comet. If you look up, I think I looked up Meteor Thunder Bay on Facebook and just December 6, 2025, you'll see some of the videos. But it originally came up, we have a Facebook group for the community I live in. And that's where I'd seen this. Now, I don't know if the post got deleted or what. That's where the one where the kid, you can tell it's teenagers about the Transformers are here. So it was all over.
That's funny.
Did we say hi to Boise? We got Boise here.
I think so.
Okay.
Well, I didn't say it out loud. I just did a wave and I brought it up as the video was playing.
Oh, good. So. Good for you. I was hiding behind looking at other stuff. So shall we get started on our topic? We both love Victorian things. Like we've discovered that we both do. And I always have loved the Victorian age. And a little bit about like I didn't know that they told Victorian ghost stories per se, as well as I knew about the seances and stuff like that. So when looking this up, do you want me to start or you want to start with the ancient and pre-Victorian roots? I'll start. You don't know why? Because
I'm so tired today. So what I was gonna say about like the Victorian tradition of it, part of it anyway, is it's that dark time of the year, and it's the best time to tell ghost stories, right? And the why they would do it. So we'll start with where you're heading.
Hi, Marianne.
Hi, Marianne. So did you see that, Marianne? Whatever those lights were in Thunder Bay?
Is she from Thunder Bay?
Yeah, Marianne's in Thunder. Well, just outside of Thunder Bay. So
nice to meet Marianne.
Yeah. Did you see those weird lights earlier in the month? What did you think? Starlink, space junk,
meteor. Some people said a comet.
And when it was a meteor,
Marianne, you'd know when it was. So every year around December the 6th, they have the big Santa Claus parade. She said she missed it by seconds. So there was a lot of people out that night. And like even as far as Atacocan, all over the place, people, and we just showed a bunch of videos. So you missed it by seconds. How did you miss it? That'd be cool to hear what her story is, why she missed it. Mm-hmm.
She's busy filling orders for sublimation. Got some fun stuff happening.
Oh, you're a sublimator. I have a sublimator printer.
I think I said it right.
Yeah, you said sublimation. Mm-hmm. 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 I'm a 3D printer right now. I am 3D printing like crazy.
So, okay, you get us started.
I'm going to start. Where did I put my glasses now? Lots of times they're on my head and I don't even know they are. Okay, so I started with, I always like to start with the history. Like, where did this all start? Like, there's always roots to something, why something happens.
It wasn't even the Victorians that really actually started it. Victorians just kind of popularized it.
Yes. So what the information I found is the practice dates back far beyond the Victorians, likely to pagan winter festivals like the Yule, the Germanic winter solstice celebration, and Samhain. I probably don't say that right. Samhain. Actually, it's Samhain. I completely blanked until I just went, no, that's not how you say it. Samhain. And it's a Celtic festival marking the end of the harvest. During the longest, darkest nights of the year, many cultures believed the veil between the living and the dead was thinnest, allowing spirits to wander more freely. Gathering around fires to share tales of gods, monsters, and the supernatural helped explain the harsh season while passing long evenings. This blended with early Christian observances as Christmas overlaid these older solstice traditions. Try and say that 6 times fast. Think Yule logs, mistletoe, and holly, all with pagan origins. So it says references to winter's tales of spirits and goblins appear as early as the 16th century in works by Christopher Marlowe and Shakespeare, and they put in brackets, for example, The Winter's Tale. By the 17th century, writers like Robert Burton noted ghostly stories as a common Christmas pastime alongside games and feasting. Then it gets into the Victorian stuff. Oh, we got Mish here from the future.
I brought her up.
Did you?
Hi, Mish.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I like about it the most is the whole the moral reckoning of it. Like, it's the moral reckoning. There's a piece of me that, not that we want to wish things on people, but sometimes you hope that the karma train hits while you're still able to observe it. Not that you want to say that you want to observe it from a place of ego, that it will be from this unconditional love, but
well, it just sometimes, right? Well, I shouldn't say sometimes, it does happen. What goes around comes around. What you put out eventually comes back to you.
But a lot of those ghost stories are about those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That moral reckoning.
Mm-hmm. So do you want me to do the second part of the Victorian heyday?
Oh, sorry. I have to find where we're at.
Right at the top. Sorry, I'm dropping my coffee. How about I'll get it
right at the bottom?
At the top, if you scroll up.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, so you want to do the Victorian heyday?
I'm at it.
Okay, good.
I'm on it.
Okay.
I was. Okay. The Victorian.
I'm sending you an email next time. I'm going to email it.
I should have made some good coffee, folks.
I'm drinking coffee. I don't usually. I got coffee tonight.
Victorian heyday. The tradition exploded in popularity during the Victorian era, 1837 to 1901. Long dark winters, limited electricity, and families huddled by candlelight or firelight created the perfect spooky atmosphere. Higher literacy rates, cheaper printing, and booming periodicals meant magazines and newspapers filled their Christmas issues with ghost stories to sell copies. So Charles Dickens played a massive role in cementing this. So in 1843, novella A Christmas Carol, subtitled A Ghost Story of Christmas, was a blockbuster that revived interest in the holiday itself while popularizing moralistic supernatural tales. Dickens published more Christmas ghost stories in his magazine, Household Words, and All the Year Round. And other writers like Elizabeth Gaskell, Wilkie Collins, and Amelia Edwards followed suit. Not surprisingly, women wrote a huge portion. Estimates 50 to 70% of these Victorian ghostly tales. By the late 1800s, humorist Jerome K. Jerome could joke that whenever English speakers gathered around a Christmas Eve fire, they inevitably started swapping ghost stories. It was as routine as caroling. So I wonder how many of those, like if that number would actually be higher because they had to publish under a male name in order for it to be published.
I'll bet you it was. So we gotta acknowledge poor Patty Patrick. I live near York in England, so thank you for staying up late to join us. We have a few people from the UK that are in the chat. I'm half Norwegian, and I haven't a clue what you're on about. So what we're talking about are Victorian ghost stories. It's kind of a tradition, especially over in, I say England because that was usually where it happened, right? I'll say UK. And it was a pastime. It's still held as a tradition depending on your family, what you do. But mainly I sort of seen over in the UK of telling stories that were moralistic. Like, have you ever seen the story of Scrooged, or you gave the proper name for it? I always know it as Scrooged, but A Christmas Carol. So that was originally written, like Kerrilynn just said, by Charles Dickens. And if you know the story, it is very moralistic because you get to see who the main character, Ebenezer Scrooge, is in the beginning. And because of his ghostly experience, by the end, he's a completely changed person.
Wow. And it starts off with regrets, and then potential joy, and then that moving forward, right? And what the future would be.
Yeah. So, and it's a cool idea. It was the same thing when it was Kerrilynn that came up with our subject. Well, we talked together, but when she had mentioned UFOs and Christmas, after we started doing our research, both of us were going, you'd come up with the idea, and we started looking, we could not believe the amount of UFOs around Christmas time.
Crazy.
Mind blowing.
All in Thunder Bay.
No.
And Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. I have lots. I have a file. I don't post them. And all I do when I'm outside, and it was my friend Augie Nost who taught me this a long time ago. He's been on my show before. He's got his own podcast called what is it? Team Alpha Broad. I don't know. Broadcast Team Alpha. It took me a minute there. Sorry, guys. I do know the name, and his co-host Nori. They're both friends of mine. And he had brought this up, and I've never forgotten it. It's the same thing that people think the paranormal only happens at 3 a.m. I hate to tell you, but it happens all the time. It's just that people don't pay attention. So he said the same thing. How many of you actually take the time to look up in the sky? Especially say you're sitting outside. It doesn't have to be day or night. And you just sit and watch.
Yeah. I go out with my flashlight.
Oh, I gotta do that. I should have flashed my flashlight at that light. That was crazy, the light I caught. So, and then I always ask for unusual or rare or creepy facts. So, want me to start? It's right under what you just read, but I'm going to read, if you want. There's morbid Christmas cards, which I don't think I've seen them. I imagine you might have, but I haven't. But it was from the seance. Why do I want to keep saying seance?
Because I'm there for it. Victorian seances. It's my jive.
I would, if I lived closer to you, I would be joining you in a heartbeat, and you know that. So there were morbid Christmas cards, Victorian scent, holiday greetings featuring dead birds. Oh, how charming. Murderous frogs. Have you ever run into a murderous frog? I hope I never
I
do.
just saw a whole bunch of those crazy Victorian Christmas cards, and they're not joyful necessarily looking.
Oh, a murderous frog. I don't even think I want to know what that looks like. Or
I saw one with like they
a
look like
Jason hockey mask and a knife.
well, like shrimp stuff. Like it just was weird. Like all the different things that they put on them.
Yeah, you should not lick a frog, especially some of those ones from the Amazon. And then it said it had insects tying into the era's fascination with the macabre alongside festive cheer. Those two just don't seem to go along together for me. But you know what? If it's a tradition, and that's all you know.
Well, what about the movie Black Christmas?
I've never, I don't like scary movies.
But it's that macabre and holiday season, right?
Contessa, I know, has probably watched it. She's probably watched it because I know she likes those kind of movies.
I think it's from the late 70s, isn't it? Like it's an older movie.
Oh, hi, Julie Jean. Got Julie Jean. Incredible animal communicator, incredible healer, teacher, shamanic practitioner. You guys, please check her out at juliejeanbassett.com or whitetailshamanichealing.com. She's incredible. Oh, Contessa, yes. See, I knew her. I knew it. She goes, yes, I've seen it many times. And she even knows the date. It came from 1974. So maybe it's a little cheesy, or is it really scary?
Oh, it's creepy.
Is it? Okay. Because I'd never even seen Halloween or any of those movies. And then my partner Del forced me to watch it when we were still in our old house. And then it was a big thing with Kevin Bacon and his thong, whatever the heck. It looks like he has a pack of, those old packs of.
Let's not go there. No.
I'm not. That's all I'm saying. But I'm saying that's why I'm asking you. That was an old movie. I was expecting to be super scary. And it wasn't. It was hilarious. So that's why I asked you from that era.
I like all of them.
Yes. So, do you want me to do the next one, or you want to do it?
Oh.
Because I was asking if there's real life incidents to inspire these tales.
No, but I really think a lot of it. Do you want me to read that? It's not showing that there was.
Yeah, that's really fine. Yeah. But we can discuss it. So, where do you think the inspiration came?
With ghost stories?
Because they were mostly written by women. Was it?
Well, I think that. So I'm gonna pull this up.
Because I'm thinking, was it the oppression of women? And because they had to be proper ladies and they couldn't really vent their frustrations in the way they wanted to, but you could certainly express yourself in writing.
But it's teaching at the same time. A lot of those other stories, like we talked about with Grilla and Yule Lads, Yule Cat, all of those, I think these ghost stories have a teaching theme to them, trying to scare people into being well behaved or doing what they're told or staying in line as well too.
So Patty, I'm sorry if we've lost you. You said you've stumbled on this, and what are you talking about? So we are talking about Victorian ghost stories that are told around Christmas time. Yeah. Going back to that tradition. Would there be anything you would add to that?
No. Yeah. It's that time, Victorian time period, when they would stoke the fire and start telling stories.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and I guess if you just popped on here and we're laughing and giggling and having a good time, you're probably going, what are you two crazy women doing?
Hanging out,
having fun with all of you. That's what we're doing.
So I guess we could also look at why that endures. That was kind of what I was looking at too, right? Which I think still kind of answers that question. Ghost stories are best told when it's dark, right? And we're at the darkest time of the year at this point in time, right? In the darkest time. So it's that thrill and it's fear and safety. So back to like doing what you need to do and being safe. And a lot of, well, the same with the Yule lads and Gree lads, like don't go outside at night, don't go up into the mountains, don't go in the woods. Stay home, right?
Oh, he said, no, just interested in what you're talking about. Well, we're glad you're interested. Okay. So yeah, did they write that? Because we know that exactly, you said it much better than I am, but basically I'm going to go back to A Christmas Carol. You've got a man that only thinks of money, is miserable and mean to everybody. He's visited by 3 ghosts, right? The past, the present, and the future. And at the end of it, it basically scares the living daylights out of him into being a good human being.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I think a lot of it has to do with home. There's more reminiscing. There is the feeling of disconnect, missing the people who may make us feel at home. You know, the people that are crossed over, any of those, that home feeling, right? So talking about that disconnect. And for sure women writing is an outlet for them too, but I don't know.
I forgot to look at that aspect. That's why I brought it up. And you guys, please add your comments. Why do you think it was mainly women? Because Kerrilynn is very much correct that they had to publish under a man's name. And even when you go to J.K. Rowling with Harry Potter, that's why she didn't use her first name. She used the initials, so nobody knew whether it was a male or a female. I remember watching a whole documentary on that about why she did it. And I mean, there was certainly an air about the Victorian era. It was a beautiful time, but women were expected, depending on your status, to, the decorum and the way you behaved and how you dressed. And to me, like, I know back then, and I probably did live back then, as did you, because we have quite an interest in it. I would have just been either a rebel or I would have been probably one of these people writing these stories, just like, well, you think I gotta act all proper? Just wait till you see this story I write.
I would have been Penny Dreadful doing the seance and creepy crawling across the table.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So Benno says women are so unrepresented in UFO world. Many amazing people. Well, there are, but the one thing I'm going to add, we cannot blame that on the opposite sex necessarily. And I don't say this to offend anybody, but women make up 50% of the population. But I have noticed in my own life, so I can't speak for everybody, we don't always try to lift each other up. We don't. And women obviously are different than men. And so we can't blame it that we have, I think if we were able to get along better and kind of unite, we might see a stronger force in different places. Just my thoughts, of course. Mm-hmm. Oh, Mish wants you to buy her a laptop, Benno, because Benno is catalog shopping as he's watching for Christmas, he said. So I don't know. Oh, we've got Constance Victoria Briggs joining us as well over on Instagram. Thanks for joining us. She's been on the Angel Rock before too. So
I think a lot of those stories, like in the wintertime, we get that we're in, right? We have to look in within. We're stored up. We've stocked our shelves with the things that we've grown through the summer. Yeah, all of that sort of stuff. I think that it's a way of auditing our lives, right? These stories push us to audit and dig in deep, that moral compass. Again, it just comes back to that for me, back to that moral.
I agree. It's just like I say, I found it intriguing when I first saw that. And then after about a second, probably 30 seconds, I went, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, I guess. It does. It's just, it was a different time, but every time is a different time. It's almost like every decade or 2 decades, we really do shift and change, right? But that's part of being humanity, I guess. We should be here to grow and learn and change and evolve.
Do you tell ghost stories outside of, did you tell ghost stories as a kid? Sleepovers,
No.
Bonfires, campfires. Did you ever tell ghost stories like that?
I've never liked scary stuff because I've had scary, creepy stuff like most of us that do what we do, like you and myself. I've never liked it. And I had nobody as a support, as many of us. I'm not trying to make myself sound like a victim, but
Right.
I had nobody I could share it with. And so I think maybe it's just one of these things I have to dig into, but I always felt very alone, like even as a 4-year-old and experiencing some of the things that I experienced, or 8-year-old waking up every night at 3 a.m. unable to breathe, being choked every single night, right? And they can't figure out what's wrong with you. Like, so I guess I find I was scared enough. I just never wanted more scariness. It's just how I am. I don't even like jump scares. I don't.
I love all the scary stuff. James has a good question.
Okay.
Curious then if that would indicate women of stature were doing the writing, as they would have been the ones with the education to write the stories. So I agree with that too.
I totally agree with that, because I don't think you would have been given because I mean, we still see this to this day and age, depending on where you live, those class structures,
Yeah.
if you would, right?
Yeah, as
So
well with writing, I would agree with that for sure. With writing, as the spiritualist movement started going, it was the lower class and lower middle class women that were doing those seances, and it was a way for them to earn money.
So, Dave, hang on. Is there a chance that these stories that we being presented could be from a past life? That's a good question. That is a very good question. So, if I understand you, Dave, you're asking, so some of these stories that were written, were they tapping into the energy of a past life? I don't know. I didn't come across anything like that. Did you?
Mm.
But that doesn't mean it's not so. So that's a good question. So what do you guys think with that
Well,
question? Thoughts?
and then were they not kind of moving out of like the really heavy religious time period into, more not esoteric, but moving away from religion and more science, and even that science fiction.
And
So
industrial too, because the
industrial, that's the word I
industrial.
wanted. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, just moving away. So I think that storytelling helped in that.
So now you asked me, did you tell ghost stories and all that kind of stuff, like at sleepovers and guys, not now. Sorry, we're trying to have kitty and dog wars here. Please forgive me. So did you guys do that when you were little, like with your friends and stuff? Did you tell ghost stories? And
Yeah, we had all kinds of like the creepy stuff happening too around
I know
us.
you did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a lot. But I have always run to that kind of stuff. So the ghost stories and read really young, and Stephen King started really, really young for me. And then I made my sister listen to all of the stories. So I am almost 8 years older than her. So I was like 14 and reading Stephen King to her and she'd be 7. So yeah.
See, no, I just never did that. The other thing is, I always looked much older than I was, because I was always so tall. And then as I got younger or older, I kind of grew into my age. But so I don't know. I guess I never had any siblings around. Like, I have a brother, but he wouldn't have been interested in anything like that. So maybe it was just even the company I kept. I don't know. I just never did.
Yeah, I loved ghost stories. Ghost story. Kathy Dodge Parker is sharing ghost stories were so much a part of sleepovers and camping, holding the flashlight under your chin. I know, like my little candle.
Well, we did that like at camping, or I was a camp counselor, so the kids always wanted to tell ghost stories and stuff. How they try and scare the girl counselors, though. I remember one camping trip we went to help one of our friends that was a counselor. So the kids got buckets of little frogs and they poured them in our beds and all over us, and they expected us all to scream. And I thought, like, I was a tomboy. I thought it was the coolest thing in the planet. And we were playing with the frogs. Like, so to me, I don't know. The ghost stories just, maybe it's just weird. I don't know. I never liked them.
With Victorian women so involved in seances, it's probably a little more acceptable to society to have women publish ghost stories.
Maybe. Because Marianne Sutton says maybe back then, because of high child deaths back then, yes, maybe women were trying anything they could to find out if they're out there, no support from the men or husbands. It was a more morbid time because I agree with that, because the pictures, like, nobody smiled in portraits back then. Plus, they took pictures of dead loved ones in portraits.
Yeah, and it was all the deaths that happened with the civil wars and stuff as well too.
Look who's joining us. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Leanne. So Leanne from Beyond the Haunting, folks, is sharing ghost stories, Ouija board sessions, seances, and all the creepy stuff at sleepovers was an essential part of the growing up period for me. Leanne, agreed. Though I never did the Ouija board when I was a kid. The ghost stories for sure. We never did the seance, but we did, what's that thing that in the bathroom?
Oh, Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. Yeah. Tried that over and over and nothing freaking happened. And that was disappointing to me because I wanted something to happen. And it didn't, even though we were having all the other.
I played with a Ouija board once. It was a friend of my dad's. The couple were friends with my parents, and she was older than us. She was like 12 or 13. And I think we went to the movies or something for the afternoon. And then we hung out there till our parents could pick us up, my brother and I. And she pulled out a Ouija board and we were going, what is that? And I was only about 7 or 8. And I think she was 12 or 13. And I remember we were just like beside ourselves, like, because this thing was just zipping around all over and answering all our questions. And I remember we were going home to mention it to my mother, and she got pretty upset. So we said nothing else about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I don't think my parents would have said anything. And apparently there was one at my grandmother's house and my sister used it and I didn't even know. I didn't even know that there was one at my grandma's house, but my sister used it and she had a weird experience that happened with it with our cousin. And apparently the planchette flew and there was this huge knock on the wall. And yeah, but I didn't even know it was.
Okay, so to point something out that I'm thinking. So Leanne, you have a sibling that's a female, obviously, like a sister. You have a sister.
Yeah, both of us are.
I don't have a sister. Maybe that was part of it. I don't know. My brother was so ADHD, and so like all he did was play music. My brother has never taken a music lesson in his life and can play any instrument. He sings beautifully. He's opened, like, for who's Canadian here and a bit older, Colin James. He's done a whole bunch of that stuff. He would have no interest in that. He wouldn't even be able to sit still long enough to do something like that at that age. I thought this was awesome.
I'm telling you, Leanne, I have told my sister Christy all about you. And she's like, I feel sorry for Leanne if she's got a Kerrilynn kind of sister.
you got pulled in by association. See, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like I said, I was the oldest, so I never had a little sister. Marianne said,
Dave, sorry, I'm going to pull this back because
thank you. Yes, I thought it was awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dave, that's pretty funny to ghost tell human stories. I'm thinking so.
And then what was that one you had up? That was a good one too.
Oh,
Marianne Sutton.
Yeah. Ghost story is a big thing. As a kid, me and my sisters did the Ouija board and hangers out in my closet. Yeah, sisters. Mm-hmm. Scared the heck out of us. I have not tried it since. Sorry, Kerrilynn. That's why I didn't try it at the museum. It's okay that you didn't try it at the museum. And I tried to let people know too that if you tried it as a kid, you were not being taught how to open and close it properly.
Nope, that's right.
You have no idea what has happened with the board, if the board is being cared for properly.
Is that what happened to me? Now that I just realized at what age we used the Ouija board, we moved into the new home, and from the time we moved in until the snow fell, and I didn't know anything about the paranormal. I didn't know about 3 a.m. Every single night, 3 a.m. And they finally eventually diagnosed me with asthma. I know what asthma is. I'm a nurse. My boys had it. It was not asthma. I would wake up like something was wrapped around my neck, turned completely blue. I was terrified to go to sleep. This went on for months afterwards. Months.
Well, maybe you don't. Yeah, you've had your own ghost stories happening.
Well, I don't know anybody that would look forward to that at 8 years old.
Nope. Nope.
Maybe it followed me from the Ouija board. So Patty Patrick saying, I've watched all horror films, you can imagine, but the only one that spooked me was the Blair Witch Project. I did watch that. That freaked me out. The ones that really freaked me out, like the movie Seven.
Seven was that was bad.
But you know why it freaked me out? Because I've worked on a psychiatric lock ward before, and I'm not saying everybody is like that, but the fact that you know that, how many people in the paranormal have said it's not the ghosts that scare me, it's the humans?
Oh, true facts.
That's my point. I find that much more terrifying.
Mary is sharing, I always feel things happening around me and shake it off, but I'm sure if I truly paid attention, there would be messages. Ouija boards freaked me out as a kid. I love my Ouija board. I use it all the time. I bring it to the Paranormal Dining with the Dead events. It's pretty interesting, but I think that educating people, there's lots of people who don't agree with it at all. They're very against it, but I will tell you, I shouldn't say but, I guess that negates everything I just said. If you are even opening an app on your phone, you are opening the doorway to the other side. So it makes sense. Your paranormal equipment, a pendulum, using any of those things, you're opening up a door. So learn how to do it properly. The more of us that are teaching and not gatekeeping.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
like for crystal Reiki, I do it all distance-wise. I use a pendulum. Anything that can open up that type of communication, right? So it's just, I think it's got a really bad rap. It is a tool. And if you know how to use the tool properly, and you're taught by someone like yourself or myself or other people that work in this field, right? It's just a communication tool.
Yeah. And your intention matters.
Absolutely.
And your state of mind also.
You're reading my mind again tonight. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, they're just tools.
Do
you want to do our station ID?
Sure, I will. Okay, if you guys just joined us, you were tuning into UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network, and you're either listening to or watching live right now at the moment beneath the hollow moon with myself, Lorilei Potvin, and my amazing friend and co-host, Kerrilynn Shellhorn, and we are talking about Victorian why do I want to say seances? I guess we're going to have to do a show on that. Victorian ghost stories at Christmas time, basically. And if you are in North America, you can tune in and listen to us on 105.3 FM on the Gulf Coast in Mississippi and 107.7 FM out of the beautiful city of New Orleans, Louisiana, because we actually are broadcasting out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Hi, Joe. If you're listening, we broadcast out of Joe Montaldo's home, and he's the one that's provided this incredible network for us. If you guys like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell a bunch of friends and family. The more the merrier here. We have many hosts that stream live shows, several shows actually live 7 days a week. And we're always adding new hosts. And it's not all just UFO and paranormal. There really is something for everybody on this network. We also have a website. We were talking about it at the beginning of the show. We haven't checked it. We should. It's www.uprntalkradio.com. It's being revamped. We hear there is a chat room coming from there because 80% of our audience is audio only. We actually do broadcast to every country in the world with this network. It's been around for 25 plus years. How cool is that, right? So, we'd love that way we can all chat. If people across the pond aren't able to join us, say on YouTube or Facebook, that'll be another way. And I hear we have a merch store coming. Lastly, I do also, and I'm going to let you add this because we're looking next week, guys, Haunted Holiday Hotline. But where is it going? Please stay tuned after this because second night of the Outer Realm with our good friend, our station manager, Michelle DeRoche, is coming up next with the second night of the Outer Realm. We're not going anywhere just yet, but we want you to stay tuned. So do you want to tell them how they can get their ghost stories, especially next week because we're doing Holiday Haunted Hotline on Christmas night? Yeah,
Holiday Haunted Hotline. So if you would like to come on the show, with us, we are inviting you on. Come on live and share a holiday ghost story. If you have a holiday ghost story that you would like to share, or just a story, I suppose, if it is holiday oriented, that's even better. You can send your story to Kerrilynn's Porch, KERRILYNNS Porch, Kerrilynn's Porch at gmail.com. And that way we have your email address and we are able to send you the link to invite you on to StreamYard and join us on. And we're going to, it's not for the whole show. You can come on and share your story and we're going to pop you off and bring on other people. We do have some surprise guests that have been on both of our shows, and that will be fun for you guys as well too, because we are going live on Christmas Day from 7 p.m. Eastern until 9 p.m. Eastern, our regular time with Beneath the Hollow Moon. We are going to be coming in our jammies.
Yep.
We are coming in our Christmas jammies. We are going to be bringing our dinner. We are going to be honoring Lorilei's son, Justin. His 1 year passing anniversary date is coming up. So we are going to be having chicken nuggets and fries, his favorite dinner.
Yes.
Favorites, and just sharing. We're going to be continuing the ghost story stuff. So we're going to hang out and have fun, and we would love for you to be a part of the show. We do also share stories as part of our regular program, our regular segments. And so if you have a story outside of like Christmas for next week, we would love to share your story on the show, to read it at the last 15 minutes of the show each week. And again, it's Kerrilynn's Porch at gmail.com. We would love to share your story if you guys would like to send them in.
Sorry, I tried to save the cat because my dog is chasing Steve and Nicole. Many of you know, but she's decided she's hiding under the dresser now. So I tried to help her. Oh, Instagram stopped now too. Lovely. I got to tell you, just love when this happens. So do you want to talk for a sec while I
I'm going to share I'm not going live with Spirit Switchboard on Boxing Day. On Boxing Day, though, we did a pre-record. So I did a pre-record with Troy Taylor, who wrote The Man Beyond. I can't believe that I'm having that brain fart. Let's see if I got it. Oh, right here. Thank goodness. Man from Beyond. Man from Beyond.
Oh, don't you just love when that happens? I hate. Okay.
So it's about Houdini among the spirits. So we're talking about Houdini and seances and that Victorian time period and spiritualism and all of that stuff. And I keep saying if we had talked about chocolate too, we would have hit all my favorite things. And it was a really fabulous conversation with Troy Taylor. So I'm going to hang out in the chat if you guys want to hang out with me. And I had some creepy stuff happen in the room while we did the pre-record. So you'll see, because I don't have much of a poker face when that stuff is happening, and I can let you know because you'll see my face and know that something happened in the room. And it was a great conversation. So we're still live on Christmas Day with Beneath the Hollow Moon, but on Boxing Day on Spirit Switchboard, it is a pre-record, but I will be live with you guys in the chat.
Yes, and we're even going live New Year's Day night too.
Yeah.
So get to hang out with us. We're doing that. We decided we're doing Christmas. I think it was last year with the Angel Rock, I want to say, or it was the year before, but I went live on Christmas Day and I didn't know how many people were going to be there. There was a lot of peeps actually hanging out, right? By the time you had dinner and everything and did the fam thing, people just wanted to hang out, and it was fun. It was lots and lots.
And because it's international. So it's different time zone, different stuff.
Exactly. So going back then to the list, I'm going to, if you're okay, I'll just add the last two. They're really quick about, I had sort of asked about unusual and if there were any creepy facts. Of course, I have to put glasses on.
And you've got that other video that we're going to play too with the creepy face thing, right?
Oh, the Nutcracker?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want me to do these last two facts, then I'll pull up the Nutcracker.
Yeah. That would be great.
Okay. So another thing it mentioned, just sort of unusual things in history, spiritualism boom. So Victorians were obsessed with seances. Like I said, I cannot get that out of my head today. You're going to have to.
I harness my inner Victorian lady.
Yeah. I love that. I love the stationery, and my old house with my first husband, I decorated a lot of stuff in the Victorian style. I loved it. Oh, Marianne says, awesome. I'll be in after we get back from Nipigon from Christmas supper. So Nipigon's not that far. So drive safe. And yeah, we'd love to see you there. So anyways, they were obsessed with seances and the paranormal, partly fueled by science's advances and limits, and Christmas ghost stories reflected this mix of skepticism and superstition. And then it said America's rejection. The tradition never fully caught on in the United States, partly due to Puritan influences against pagan superstitions, and later Halloween taking over as the spooky holiday. And that's true, because we're all crazy for Halloween over in North America, but many of our friends across the pond, I found, really, it's not what it is over here.
I love the ghost story from more this time period. This is like, I love Halloween, but the ghosty time period right now has always been.
Okay, I'm just loading up our vid here, so give me a sec. It's going to take me a minute to do, because, of course, you have to go on my friend TikTok here. Okay, load up here now. This is actually from Slapped Ham. I haven't seen that in a long time. Okay, finally came up here so I can get the volume going. I'll have to start that when I upload it. It's the worst TikTok. I'm sorry, TikTok, but you are when we got to pull up a video from there. Share screen. There we go. Share. Okay, did you come up? Sometimes it comes up right away. See, now it didn't come up right away. Oh, no, it did. And the other times we got to add it to the stage. Okay, let me just go back just a wee bit with him. Let me go back a little bit here.
MBJ Reports YouTube channel shows an heirloom that has become the center of a bizarre family mystery, centuries in the making.
I want to make it bigger. So
according to the doll's owner, it's been in the family for over 400 years. It originated in either England or Germany, and it's been passed down to various family members ever since. In the video's description, the owner also suggests that their aunt gave him the doll. She seemed to be very glad to get rid of it. As it turns out, it wasn't long before the new owner discovered why. If you watch the footage closely, you can see that the doll's mouth slowly closes.
That's so creepy.
Shortly after, a puppy appears that seems oddly preoccupied with the Nutcracker doll. The canine must sense that something strange is happening, as a few seconds later, the doll slowly begins to rotate itself away from the camera. This creepy footage seems to solve the mystery of why the previous family members have been so eager to pass the doll on. However, the exact cause of the Nutcracker's strange movements have yet to be discovered. Perhaps the spirit of a long-deceased family member has attached itself to the doll, so they could keep an eye on later generations.
Why are you laughing? You're laughing your butt off. Crack my nuts. That's creepy. Oh my God, thank God I didn't have my drink in my mouth, because I would just spit it out laughing. Now, the reason why I picked this video, it's a bit older, so hopefully not AI. Plus the age of this Nutcracker, almost 400 years old. You know, it had to have been around some Victorian seances. Not necessarily, it could have been Germanic too, or creepy. It's seen a lot of stuff at that age, or been around a lot of energy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other video with the black and white with the Christmas tree?
Oh, that was weird too, that one.
I think that's another good one to play.
Yeah, because I came up to, there was the mistletoe ghost, and I was telling Kerrilynn about it. She goes, what did you say? It sounded like it was made up by what? A campfire story or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was, but it's kind of a sad tale, actually.
So we did a show, was it last week? Was it about dolls, or the week before, or haunted gifts. We did haunted gifts as well
Yeah.
too. And most of those stories, even if they wanted to get rid of that nutcracker, it would probably find its way back. Like everyone, even including the Reddit story that we shared with somebody that had a story about trying to get rid of the grandma's doll, and it kept coming back. So you could try to get rid of things, but if they're attached, they're going to find their way back. Even if you try to bury it, burn it, whatever you do to it, it seems to just come back. Yeah, that.
Yeah, this showed up in a lot of the research I did, and it's from just, I believe, after the First World War. So we're getting into Victorian age type things. So it's a bit of a story. Here, let me see if I can start it.
I mean, those ectoplasm
which was
photos from
taken in
Victorian time are pretty weird, but
I don't think I've seen them.
1919 depicts the family of Newton Baker, who served as the United States Secretary of War during the First World War. Although the photo shows Baker's family enjoying a prosperous holiday,
See if I can blow it
the
up.
air around them is filled with shimmering apparitions.
Blow it up.
Baker himself never served in the military, but he oversaw the country's entry into the controversial war in which more than 100,000 American soldiers were lost, making us wonder, does this Christmas photo capture the troubled spirits of soldiers who perished in World War I? The photo, which was taken in 1919, depicts the family of Newton Baker.
So it shows up in their Christmas tree, and it would have been, I would say, Victorian era. Like, what is that? That was pretty creepy to me.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, it didn't
you
say
had back then with those photos, you had to sit still for such a long time in order for it to process. Like that's why most of them aren't smiling in photos, because it took so long. You had to stay very, very still, or it would get all that wibbly wobbly stuff to it.
I don't know. I just thought it was odd. And again, did they follow the traditions? They look like they would have been sort of more upper class, because there was a couple of videos I watched. It was the same story, but different people are telling it, but they seem to be more upper class or wealth, and it would have been around the Victorian times. So how do we know? Like that, I need more info, just as we always say. Like it would be nice to ask these people. I know we can't, but did you capture this picture of, say, Christmas morning and Christmas Eve? You were telling Victorian ghost stories, right? Like, is that why? Did something follow you home from the war?
Yes.
Yes. I've got that on the brain. Like as soon as
use the Ouija board. We'll do a live seance and use the Ouija board.
Oh, I am so there for it. So. Oh, I'm going to be there because we do the show together, but I'm so with that. Like, he's here. Hi, Grant.
Hey, how are you doing, Grant?
Mm-hmm.
So the Ontario Paranormal Society tops Grant Evans. He's been on Spirit Switchboard. He's way overdue to be back on.
He's a wealth of knowledge.
I hope you have a wonderful holiday season too.
Me too. So I did come up with some more sort of modern day, if you want to talk a bit about that.
Modern day Christmas ghost stories?
Yeah, like that it's mainly over in the in England. It looks like they're still continuing it. And there's one due Christmas Day, I believe, this year, 2025, to come out on BBC Two, I think it's called. It's in here. Brand new
BBC does a lot.
So I can start if you want. So it said the custom faded in the early 20th century as electric lights brightened nights, work schedules changed, and Halloween rose in popularity. And it says boosted by immigrants. But it never died entirely, especially in Britain. The BBC kept it alive with their, and it's in quotations, a ghost story for Christmas series. So it said it started in the 1970s, mostly adapting M.R. James, the early 20th century master of subtle scholarly horror, who read his own tales to friends at Cambridge every Christmas. Do you want me to continue?
Sure.
Or do you want to, you feel free to jump in at any time. I'll tell you, it's under Into the Modern Day. So then it says classics like I gotta put my glasses on. I keep thinking I could fool myself. I don't need them, and I do. So it says it says classics like The Stalls of Barchester from 1971 and A Warning to the Curious. Oh, I'd have to watch that. Here, seeing that title, I would. From 1972, captured that eerie fireside vibe. Are you caught up? Did you find it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you want me to do the last one and then you can go further?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So revived sporadically since 2005 with Mark Gatiss of Sherlock and League of Gentlemen fame, directing recent ones, often M.R. James adaptations like The Mezzotint from 2021 and Count Magnus 2022. As of late 2025, the tradition continues with new entries and airing around Christmas Eve on BBC channels. You want to do that last little bit?
Yep. Sorry. My ADHD brain went.
I'm emailing you next time. I'm going to email it to you.
No, I'm right here. Just wait.
It's small though. And I know when it is the way I sent it, it's hard to see because you just hit one wrong spot and all of a sudden it goes zoop and it's gone.
So I'm starting with
Today anthologies.
Oh yeah, that's right. Today anthologies like the Valancourt Book of Victorian Christmas Ghost Stories keep the print side going, and podcasters, YouTubers, and events revive oral tellings. It's a perfect counterbalance to sugary holiday fare. Oh my gosh, let's talk Hallmark movies.
Oh, I never watched this.
Do you love them really?
I know. I never watch them.
Oh no, I don't either. Not. I sound so judgy, folks. If you love them, that's awesome. I'm glad that you love them.
They're just not real world.
Yeah, a reminder that Christmas has always had a darker, reflective edge about mortality, redemption, and the unknown. Right?
Mm-hmm. I had it in here somewhere because it was I forget what the name of the new one coming out, but if you're over in the UK, it supposedly is coming out, and I want to say either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And I remember reading BBC 2 this year. There's a new one. But what was the one you mentioned to me before we went live? And you'd asked me if I've heard of it, and I said no. It sounds really familiar though. I forget. I came across something. I want to say ink. We both. Hang on, now I lost this. I got to go back to it. And my stupid cord is unplugging. Sorry, guys, if I disappear. I don't know if I do or I don't. I forget what it was. I remember, was it stained ink or something? Do you remember that? We both, and you had said you were interested about it. Our brains are not working at Squirrel Brain.
I'm trying really hard to Vulcan mind meld with you right now.
I can't remember what it was. It'll come up if it was that important. But we both said we hadn't seen it, but it sounded really interesting. And I said, I think I've heard of this before. Mine keeps jumping all over here. I'm going to look through here because I'm sure I have a whole bunch of research here. Not the mezzotint. Is it in here? Oh gosh, this is going to drive me crazy. Okay, so apparently the brand new ghost story airing next week, it says, on the BBC. Here's the heart of E.F. Benson's original, The Room in the Tower, that inspired it. That's one of the stories, but apparently this is what the piece is that they're putting out for a scary ghost story based on The Room in the Tower, written by E.F. Benson. Gosh, I was sure I seen that name in here.
Now Tessa was saying the movie Ink.
It wasn't Ink. It's actually a Victorian ghost story, but it's not super Victorian, but it's not everyday. We'll find it because I remember Kerrilynn mentioned it to me, and it may not be Ink.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. I can't remember either. So we're just a little silly. Too much holiday sweetness.
It's not too much. I haven't even had any holiday silliness yet. Holiday silliness needs to happen. This is my holiday silliness.
Do you know what I did buy? And I finally tried it tonight. I've had it for about a month. I never drink it, those international coffees, but it was salted caramel and it's really good. I'm drinking it right now. God, it's going to drive me crazy. Even the name of some of the names of these stories. Oh, Whistle, and I'll Come to You, My Lad, by M.R. James from 1904.
Oh,
it's
the turning of the screw.
That's it. Yeah. How far off was I? Thank you for the movie Ink. That's how far off I was.
Contessa. And I actually remembered all on my own, and it didn't take me 2 days.
See? And I thought it was Ink. Not even close.
The turning of the screw, and it was like 1848 or 18. It's in the 1800s, and it was a story, but a ghost story.
I know, but I think I've heard of that one before because you said it intrigued you too. Have any of you guys heard that story at all?
Turning of the screw. Let me tell you what I got on it.
Awesome.
I'll find it.
Okay. I wonder if the snow is stopped. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. Oh, maybe I didn't keep it.
That's okay. We got lots of stuff anyway.
So I like 10 different, Victorian Edwardian era ghost tales is kind of what I had looked up. So Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol, 1843. Elizabeth Gaskell, The Old Nurse's Story, 1852. So that gothic snowbound sort of atmosphere, family secrets. It's got that, snowbound inside stoke. Charles Dickens, The Signal Man, December 1866. Sheridan Le Fanu, Green Tea in 1869. It's a psychological horror that reads like a slow burn thriller. Wilkie Collins, The Haunted Hotel.
I've heard of that guy too, or women.
1878, Oscar Wilde, The Canterville Ghost. Do you know? Anyway.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's horror comedy. 1887. Arthur Conan Doyle, Lot Number 249, September 1892. Henry James, this is where I wanted. Henry James, The Turn of the Screw, 1898. Again,
please go. Sorry, I'm delayed. So does it give anything about the plot with that one? Because that intrigued me too, that name.
No, do you know what? I didn't keep it. I didn't keep it. I'm really sorry. I just know that people really get hotly debated about it.
I wonder why.
Because of what's real and what's not real in the story. Like it's all twisty. So what is real and what isn't real? People start debating it. So the turn of the screw.
Turn of the screw. Okay. Like I say, like these stories are pretty well written. Anyways, I think they are.
All in the 1800s.
Yeah, for that time, right? I'm trying to see. I've got a ghost. I've got something. I think it might be a picture of the same ghost that I downloaded. I'm going to check this out while we're talking. With the Christmas tree that I just saw. Actually, this is it. This is just the picture of it, but it shows it a lot more clearly than the last video I showed. If you want me to share it. Because remember, it's the same video, and you can see it much more clearly. I don't know if somebody cleaned it up or what they did, but holy cow, can you see it? Hang on, I'm going to share it, and then we're going to try and get this to stop for a sec if it could.
Well, maybe we should do a show about the Victorian ectoplasm photos. And that's weird. I'm not on.
I think that would be cool. I think it would be cool. Okay, let's see. All right,
because you can buy Victorian ectoplasm jars off of Etsy where people have recreated it because it wasn't real, right? It was.
Oh God. I have seen ectoplasm before, or what I would characterize as ectoplasm, coming out of my partner in my previous home. Like that was just That's how I would describe it, but it was black.
Yes. So what I have as well too. Also, I'm sure there is Cole's notes, Carolyn. And it was black as well too.
It's just gross. Okay, so this is the same video. There's no sound, but there's just pictures. So I'm going to try and make it bigger, because when you see this picture of the ghost that got caught in the tree, can you see how much clearer it is?
Yes.
Okay, there's a
You could still fake things back then. Like the cotton leaf fairies were faked, even though Sir Arthur Conan Doyle believed that they were real, and you know it validated his passion that he had for the supernatural. So I think this falls in line with that.
It's not playing for me, but it was playing, and it was just showing closer and closer up. So Carolyn Lee says, I would like a show on the ectoplasm and how they did it back then.
I think it's fascinating. I think it's fascinating what they did. And just even like what Troy Taylor talks about in this.
The sisters that of the
Fox
spiritual
sisters.
Yeah, what do you remember what their names were?
I
Frost?
did.
Was it Frost? I can't remember, but they were
Fox
a big part.
sisters.
What
They're
was
called
it?
Fox. The Fox.
I was close. Okay, I was close. The Fox sisters, because they were a big part of the Victorian kind of spiritualism movement, and then they totally scammed people with what they did.
Well, yeah, they were charlatans, but they would renege on it and then say that they were, and then renege. But
Keeps you coming back for more.
well, this is what they all had to do. Really, it was no different than having a different Tim Hortons or a different church on every corner. There had to be some kind of razzle dazzle in order to draw people in. So that one up, and then it was no different. Like again, if we're talking about Houdini, trying to find all the ways to debunk them and creating the different, experiments that they would use to try to debunk at the same time, and how that would one up. But regardless of the amount of fakery that there was, it still created this huge movement that I am appreciative of.
Me too.
I get to just be me now. So even I feel like there were ones that were accurate, real, and true, and definitely had to step back and be more in that shadow, so they weren't ridiculed in the way that all of those other very public ones were. And I feel very passionate about, good for them for finding a way to create an income in a time period where their choices were so controlled and limited.
I agree 100%. And if there's something you want to see us talk about, you please let us know. Now, we're not going to guarantee we can do everybody's, but especially we get a lot of people asking. Like, I know Carolyn Lee had said, I'd like a show on the ectoplasm. The other thing I was going to say, I would love to do a show. I've never asked you this, but in the future, there's a documentary out there done over in the UK called The Skull Experiments. I would love to do. Do you know? Yeah, you know about the Skull Experiments, right? I know you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, very quickly, because I know you got a question there, Carolyn Lee. So what it was, a bunch of psychics, mediums, and they used to get together in this building, and they started reaching out and communicating with spirits on the other side. And like, for example, and they had people, non-believers, even come in. They took rolls of actual film, had them locked up in a safe. Nobody went near it, anything like that, had it developed, and there were faces. We're not talking pareidolia. Real faces. There were things that would come from nowhere and drop down. I know it sounds very charlatan-like, and it's very controversial, but when you really dig into it, it's very intriguing. You guys can look it up. It's on YouTube, I think, and other places, and it's called the Skull. I think it's called the Skull Experiment or the Skull Diaries. And Skull is spelled SCOLE. It's really fascinating when you watch
Did they open a portal and they were taking pictures of things coming in and out of portals?
It went on for years. Like it was like, I think, a 4-year experiment. And they got into, there was an Italian gentleman from Italy that developed like almost like a soul phone to be able to communicate with the right radio frequencies with the other side. Like it's a very fascinating story to watch the documentary, feel into it for yourself. And what do you guys think? Like,
Well, I have photos from the girl that I know that she would black out all of the rooms, so it was dark as you could make it. And it was at my home, or at the place I was living at the time. And she would just get like a shadow box from Michael, so nothing in it, so there's depth to it.
Yeah.
You would think that there would be like, I don't know. So she just used a regular digital camera from like 15 years ago, and she would snap a picture of you. She asked you to set an intention of who you would want to show up in the
box.
Yeah, and you know, I was like, I want my miscarried babies. I wanted Archangel Michael, and I wanted my great grandpa who I had never met. So I thought all of that would be so random. And what are the chances of that? You know, trying to left brain it and just see what would show up. And I have, in those photos that she took, I put a side by side of my great grandpa, the picture that showed up.
Showed those when we were on the chat, right?
And
it's incredible.
It is. And then the pictures of the babies, it's full on chub cheek. Like it looks like a little cherub face that you cannot, if there's, that is not even pareidolia, where it's like that crazy.
Yeah. Oh no, I've seen those pictures. And if any of you, when we would do the chat, mainly in the summertime, we were doing it with the boys of the network, and those pictures are incredible. You pulled them up. They were really incredible.
Yeah. So I would be interested in learning more about that for sure, because I know from my experience, and I'm the last person. People always send me emails. You probably get them as well too. Can you look at this picture? And I'm like, you don't want me, because I don't see it. I just don't see it. I do not see it in the clouds. I try to see what people are seeing, and it has to be right in my face for me to get that. And yeah, these ones were. So I think
those were incredible pictures.
Are incredible.
So if you guys, like, I think it would be a really interesting show. Now, again, if we look at it, again, I haven't watched a documentary. I started to about 6 months ago because I haven't seen it in about a decade. But it's fascinating. It's over in the UK. Part of it was never recreated, so people were poo-pooing it. But like, they really did everything to ascertain that they actually had a locked safe with undeveloped film in there, not pareidolia in those pictures. Yeah. And people were coming through.
So Kerrilynn, yeah, I'm sorry that it's taken us so long to get to your response, but yes, they were cracking their knuckles on their toes. It was, I don't know if his name was George. They were saying it was a guy that was giving them the knocks and stuff like that, but it wasn't.
But you do have to give them respect, because they definitely, like you said, you had to keep them coming back for more. But also the fact that I think they really kind of opened the doorway.
Well, and one of those sisters did a seance at the White House for one of the, president's wives.
So there you go. So do you want me to do a story, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, do the modern day.
Okay. All right. I will be happy to do that as soon as my phone stops acting up. Give me a sec. I got to go way on down here, because I asked them who. I even went into. I hadn't heard of M.R. James. I wanted them to describe, but we're going to run out of time anyways, and into all their stories. So give me a sec. I got to find it. So please come back up here. Sorry, as I said, here it is. So keep going. Okay, this is a listener's modern ghost, Christmas ghost encounter. It says, I've never really believed in ghosts. I'm a practical person, nurse by profession, skeptic by nature. But what happened to me and my family one Christmas Eve about 5 years ago still keeps me up some nights, especially around the holidays. Excuse me. We gathered at my parents' house. Like always, it's an old 1950s ranch-style home in the Midwest. Nothing fancy, but cozy with a fireplace going and the tree lights twinkling. My husband, our 2 kids, then 8 and 9, my sister, her husband, and my parents. So there were 9 of us in total. Dinner was over, presents were half opened, and the kids were wired on sugar, begging to play in the basement rec room before bed. The basement is finished but outdated. Wood paneling, shag carpet, and an old couch. And a spare bedroom down there that no one really uses anymore since Grandma passed away in 2012. She lived with my parents the last few years of her life, and that room was hers. After she died, we boxed up most of her things, but kept her rocking chair stayed in the corner and a few framed photos on the wall. We didn't think much about it. It was just Grandma's room. That night, around 10 p.m., the adults were upstairs cleaning up and sipping eggnog when the kids came running up the stairs, pale as sheets. My daughter was crying, clutching her brother's hand. "There's someone down there," she sobbed. "A lady in the rocking chair." My son nodded furiously. "She was just sitting there, rocking back and forth, staring at us. When we said hello, she smiled, but then she whispered something." We thought it was imagination. Too many Christmas movies, maybe, but they were insistent, refusing to go back down for the toys. So my husband and I went to check. Nothing. The room was empty, chair still, lights off, except the string of Christmas bulbs that we draped around the window for fun. We laughed it up, chalked it up to shadows, and sent the kids to bed upstairs. But then my sister mentioned she'd heard faint rocking sounds earlier, like creaking wood, while wrapping gifts down there. We brushed it aside. Later, around midnight, the house was quiet. Everyone asleep except me. I couldn't wind down. I was in the living room by the tree when I heard it. Soft footsteps downstairs, like slippers on carpet, and that unmistakable creak, 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 creak of the rocking chair starting up again. Heart pounding, I grabbed my phone for light and crept to the basement door. The sound stopped as soon as I opened it. I flipped on the light and went down, empty, but the air felt heavy, colder than upstairs, and the rocking chair was still moving just slightly, like it had only just stopped. I told myself it was the furnace or settling house, went back upstairs, tried to sleep. Christmas morning dawned bright and snowy. The kids were excited for presents, but subdued. No one mentioned the quote-unquote lady. We had breakfast, opened gifts, everything normal, until my mom went to grab extra wrapping paper from the storage closet. She came back up, white as a ghost, no pun intended, holding an old photo album she'd found on the floor. Grandma's album, one we thought was packed away. My mom whispered, "I heard her." When we were alone in the kitchen, clear as day, she said my name, Mary, just like she used to when she needed help getting to bed. And she said, "Tell them I'm here. I miss my Christmases." Mom swore the voice came from the spare room. We all went down together then, the whole family. The rocking chair was moving again, slowly. No draft, no open window. And on the seat was a single pine needle from the upstairs tree. Impossible since we never brought branches downstairs. The kids piped up then, "That's what she whispered last night. I miss my Christmases." We didn't know what to do. My dad, the biggest skeptic of all, suggested we say something out loud. So we did. A simple, "We miss you too, Grandma. Merry Christmas." The rocking stopped. The air warmed. And that was it. Nothing else happened that day or since. We've had Christmases there every year, and the basement feels normal now. But every Christmas Eve, we leave a small plate of cookies by the rocking chair just in case, and someone's late at night, I swear I hear a soft creak, like someone settling in to watch the family from afar. Maybe it was grief playing tricks. Maybe the house settling in the cold. Or maybe it was just Grandma wanting one more holiday with us. Either way, it's made Christmas a little more magical and a little bit more mysterious. That's the end of that story.
Oh, that's lovely.
Well, I was thinking we are overdue for EVPs. So
Yeah.
I have this feeling. So Jesse, if you're going to do it, because Justin passed away January 15th of 2025, very unexpectedly. He loved Christmas, loved it. He had severe autism, and it was just like, with no disrespect, a precocious child of the age of 5 to 8. I'm going to bet money he's going to pop up Christmas Eve or Christmas night while we're having chicken nuggies and jammies and telling ghost stories.
I love that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Heidi, okay, well, we're glad you're with us. She said her phone is just about to die. We're glad it lasted for most of the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give them the lowdown for next week again?
Sure.
Just
yeah. So first of all, if you guys ever have any ideas for a show, maybe a topic you'd like us to cover, or we do like to end every show with a quick little spooky story. It doesn't have to relate to the topic we're talking about. So you can certainly send that to either one of us on our social media platforms, or Kerrilynn has a special email, which is kerrylynsporch@gmail.com. Now, Christmas night, we are having the Holiday Haunted Hotline. It was Kerrilynn's idea. We are going to be having chicken nuggets and fries for Jesse. His name was Justin. In honor of him, we're going to be in our jammies. And again, we are looking for people to share their holiday haunted story. You don't have to come on air. We'd love for you, if you'd like to, you can, but you got to let us know ahead of time so we can kind of schedule people coming on and give you the link. You're not going to be on the whole show. It'll just be for about 5 minutes. And we have a few guests that are popping in and coming that will be surprises. So if you guys can, we would really appreciate it. Again, reach out to either one of us on our social media platforms to let us know. Or again, the email is kerrylynsporch@gmail.com. And we would love for you guys to join us. We're going to have lots of fun and hang out and just do Christmas stuff. Mm-hmm. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. Who's on your show on Monday?
I just seen, okay, so my friend, well, he's our friend now, Gavin Lee Davies. He's from the Paranormal Chronicles. This is one of the authors he sent me. I believe, just give me 1 sec. I want to get his name right. It's with, come on, load up here. Paul Weatherhead. And he is talking to, I believe he's written some Christmas ghost stories and a whole spooky paranormal type book. So he will be on. Who you're doing, you've got a replay, right?
Yeah, tomorrow is a replay. Tomorrow night is a replay. So it is creating your magical 5D life with Maureen St. Germain.
Oh, that was such a good show.
It was very good. And I think it's very relevant right now. She's got lots of great tips. So the show next week is the same time. So Beneath the Hollow Moon, the special Christmas show will be the same time, Kerrilynn, from 7 p.m. Eastern until 9 p.m. Eastern. Lorilai's show on Mondays is at 6 or at 6.
Same as you, 6 to 8 p.m. Same as you, Eastern. Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow evening is the replay. And then on Boxing Day is Troy Taylor.
You guys catch that replay? I was there live for that show watching. It was phenomenal. It was always do phenomenal shows, but it was a really good show.
Thank you. Can I drop my New Year's show that's January 2nd?
Yeah, of course.
Oh. I wrote an email to someone 2 years ago.
You did. Mm-hmm.
2 years ago saying, hey, got this thing going on. Would you like to participate? And never heard. So, when you're an adult and you're asking a yes, no question, you need to be prepared for the no, or not take it personally if you don't hear back. It's just, you've been
good for me, because I always think, oh, they wouldn't want to come on. They don't know me. And you said that, and you're right. If you don't try, how do you know?
That's right. So I did hear back from this person like 2 years later who's like, hey, I would love to be. So I pitched my idea. This is what I'd like to do, and how you feeling about that? And so they agreed to come on. So Dave Schrader of Paranormal 60 and the Hold Your Files will be my first show of 2026. So on January 2nd, Dave Schrader's coming on the show. So and it's going to be a different format, different layout, and it will be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys start off the 2026 year with me and Dave.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's what Mitch says. Oh, wow. So you can always tell people about your shows. It doesn't matter. Tell them whatever you want, because it's our show and we love everybody here. So you can tell them whatever you want.
Well, shall I take us out?
Please. Yeah.
Thank you to the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. Thank you to Joe Montaldo, our owner, and Michelle DeRoche, our network manager. And thank you to all of you guys in the chat and everybody that listens. You guys help make the show what it is. We appreciate all of you so very much. The show is always Spirit Switchboard on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. So from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So until next time, keep your Christmas lights twinkling. And whatever you do, step back into the shadows and don't follow the whispers.
Don't follow the whispers. Don't go anywhere either. Second Night of the Outer Realm with the amazing Michelle DeRoche will be coming up next, you guys. See you next week. Happy holidays. Stay safe. And we will be celebrating Christmas with you all. Or for people in the future like Mish, it'll be Boxing Day. We love you. We'll see you next week. Yeah, see you later. If it'll end on me here, please play nice. Okay, see you later, guys.